Hello, welcome to AimBetter training session. AimBetter is a SaaS solution you can access from any browser. Just click app.aimbetter.com and log in with your email. Then click on continue, put your password, continue, and then you'll get into the platform. So the first screen that you see is the home screen. On the home screen, you can see all the servers issues in one place. In our view, we have many companies. Each company may have one or more servers, and the servers can be of different platforms: Linux, Windows, SQL Server, Oracle, or IIS. And each one of the bars show the severity of the issues. The more severe issues are in red. As we go down, we see servers that have issues with less severity. Let's focus on a specific company. This company has two servers, and this first server has critical alerts regarding to backup, log oversize, a service not running, problem with memory. If we click on this server, we receive more information about each one of these alerts. And in the line of the alert, you can see the explanation of the value of the alert for how long it's been open. And click on settings, you'll see the threshold for which the alert was configured. And for example, this log to data ratio has been defined to be critical above 80% for the last 10 minutes. And you can change the threshold if it's better for your needs. We'll go back and go now to the performance tab, where we'll get some more information about the performance metrics of these servers. So we're now on the tree on a specific server. If we change the level, we can see for the company the two servers in parallel. And each one of these tabs show metrics and configurations about these servers. These two servers are Windows servers, and both are SQL servers. And each time that you have in this performance screen graphs, these graphs are clickable, and you see a graph for the period that is set in the calendar. The calendar, if you click on the calendar, you can choose a different period from some minutes up to a month, and ending at any time, at any point of time up to a month ago. And you can also click on the compare to compare two different periods, for example, this week and the last week. Each one of these graphs, they also have the possibility of adding other metrics that are related. So you click on which graphs you want to add, click on apply, and you'll see all the graphs, and they can be displayed one by each row or two or three, and investigate and understand better the behavior of these metrics. Closing here, we'll go back to all the metrics of this tab, and the host tab has the main metrics of the servers, and in the operating system layer. All these tabs have table settings where you can add more metrics or remove them, and you can go to each one of them to receive more information. For example, if you focus on a specific server, go to disk, you'll see each one of these disks, free space, busy time, and you can see also all the services that are running on the server. About services and processes, we have now with AimBetter responsive agent the possibility of taking some action from within the platform. In this case, on services and processes, you have the possibility of, for example, starting or stopping a service from AimBetter. And in the case of processes that are all the applications that are running, you can also kill a process. These capabilities are only for users that enable them in the agent. And for more information, you can go to the website and aimbetter.com and read about the responsive agent here in resources highlights. We have here an explanation about new capabilities, and in this case, a responsive agent, how you should enable it. Let's go back to the platform. So we saw the process, the services. We have also in Windows servers the Analyze tab. So you can see logs for each 5 minutes. Again, you can change in the calendar for which period you want to receive these analytics. And for each log, you can understand here what were the processes that were top over using the server's resources, CPU resources, memory, network, disk, all from within this screen. About SQL servers, you have also the SQL, MS SQL tab. If it's an Oracle, you have an Oracle tab with the metrics about the database instance, with many performance metrics and graphs. And for each instance that you may have many databases, here you have each database metrics, including configuration and last DBCC, for which drive the backup is done, everything from one place. And the wait stats about the database causes of waiting. Let's jump now to the queries tab. The queries module is where you see all the activities within the database. Just to understand what you see in the live, we'll jump to the account level where we see all the servers of these companies, everything that's running live, sessions that have not ended yet to run, and AimBetter captures what are their performance and duration, and if they are blocking. And you can sort here each column that you have this icon. You can sort by ascending or descending order. And you see here that in this note column, there's some plan improvement recommendation. Sometimes you have also an index recommendation. Sometimes you have a sign that there's some alert related to this query. So we'll just click on this query and we'll receive what is the query running, what are the alerts related. In this case, that it was detected that the disk was very high usage the moment this query is running. You can see information about who is running, from which application, and even the last part of if it's a procedure that was taking more time to complete. So here we see all the live queries, and as in services and process, we have with the responsive agent the possibility of killing a session if you detect that some session that it's blocking users and it's a bottleneck and you want to terminate the session. You can do it within AimBetter without connecting to the server. So let's go again to the company that we are focusing on. We'll go to history. Every query session that ended running goes to history. These sessions are above 3 seconds. And you can filter by different conditions. For example, you can focus on queries that have been blocking other queries. Let's just see if we have some blocking queries in this company. For the last hour, we don't have, so let's go to the calendar, change here for the last day, and see if we have blocking sessions. We found here one blocking session. We understand from which user were logged. Sometimes there are many users being blocked, and you can understand what's been running, what has been running by this query, and more information about it from one place. As well, you have the possibility of filtering by missing index recommendation, plan improvement recommendation, the duration if a query is above some specific time, by the query hash, by the query disk IO, and all this login and all this information about a query. In queries, we can also jump to the Q-Analyze. The Q-Analyze is where you receive from AimBetter an analysis of everything that has been running on the server. So you can see this first server for the last day had more than 7 million executions. And these are the queries that had more overloaded the database in terms of CPU, or there may have more execution counts or more cache usage. And AimBetter brings here the statistics about the average duration, the total duration, and if there's some recommendation of index or plan improvement, you also receive here. So we understand what is the query, what is the query's plans that you can download, and the performance of the query over time. Let's just close here, and we'll go now to the observer. The observer tab concentrates all the exceptions, events that happened in the servers. For this company, we have for the last day events related to the SQL, the database layer, and order by category. Let's go jump to the level of all companies so you can see more information. You see that in the last day there were more than 164,000 events, exceptions in the SQL layer, and 13,000 on the host. And the categories, you can see all the categories count, and you can jump, for example, from this screen to one of these categories, or you can go to the event log, and in the event log with the filters concentrate on a specific category or a specific application. So let's, for example, in the categories select syntax problems. We'll just filter everything that's related to the syntax. So you can see we are now in the level of all companies. This server had the highest number of exceptions related to syntax. This is when they happened on the last day. And if we click on this line, it will open each one of the errors that happen, and will understand from each user, from which application, from which host, and what is the problem, the error. Closing here, you can also go to different servers or different categories here. We'll just show another category, for example, login exceptions. We understand problems of failed logins. So you can click here and understand which login failed and when it failed and what was the problem. Now there are more filters that you can concentrate on some application, for example, an ERP or some source, some database, and some user, and everything will bring the data and the count and the timeline for the specific filter. Let's go again to overview. Overview brings, summarizes the different tabs, counts, so deadlocks, the backups, events, and change tracking. So in the deadlocks, we'll see here that it shows for each database, each deadlock that happened, who was the victim, who was the responsible, and you can also filter. On backup, if we have some backup alert that some backup wasn't done on time, you can just check here each time that the backup was done, for each database, how long it took, to which device was done, to which path, and make the easy to control and to the maintenance of these databases. And on change tracking, uh, you'll see many changes that happen in your servers. For example, the creation of databases, installation of softwares. You can see here in the categories. We'll just show, let's reset and see, for example, installation of softwares. We can concentrate here in software installations on all the servers and just click and see which softwares have been installed, or addition of resources like disk or CPU, or any change in service status or firewall profile, and many categories that you can find here. So these four tabs are for database servers. We also have monitoring of web servers of IIS. We can go here on the web tab, and similar to the queries, you can see all the requests that have been running on the database and filter them by their status or duration, or they have some database call. And for each request, you'll see the code, the body, the client IP port, response size, body size, header size, and understand if there's something in the header or in the body that can be important for your management of the servers. Last, we have connections. On connections, you can, for dollar per connection, monitor different resources, just as files, web connections, database connections, ping queries, and control if the files have passed some size, or they don't exist, they are not found, if the ping to a server is okay. In this account, we don't have other connections, but this is about connections. For more information, we have more resources in our website. And we also have the mobile app, where you can receive all the alerts that are received on the home page on your mobile, and configure which alerts you want to receive are ringing for them. And also you can see all the queries that are running live and history on your mobile.